As the repercussions continue to unfold regarding the Ukrainian attack on the Russian airfields, we need to think about this in a big picture point of view. This is not happening in a vacuum. This isn't the first strike on Russian strategic assets. Now, you can't fault the Ukrainians for going after these targets. Absolutely not. It makes perfect sense why you would and should and did. But the strategic implications of this are going to be felt for a long, long time. And this isn't about the Russians' ability to build bombers, which apparently is almost non-existent at this point. What this is about is the strategic deterioration of their nuclear forces. Again, this isn't happening in a vacuum. And if you have a long memory, you should know that this is not the first strike against Russian strategic assets. Almost a year to the day of this strike. It was either May 31st or June 1st, depending on your timing. Well, on May 28th of 2024, the Ukraine struck strategic radar early warning sites. Map shows Ukraine's record-breaking hits on Russian nuclear warning sites. So almost a year to the day after striking nuclear warning sites, they have struck nuclear aircraft sites and nuclear submarine bases. This can't be lost. It certainly isn't lost on the Russians, I assure you. This is a map from Newsweek about the strikes on those nuclear early warning sites. And it also shows you other nuclear warning sites throughout Russia. I was going to say Soviet Union. It's the same thing in the end. Now, the airbase strike. This is from the BBC. And you're going all the way out almost to the Pacific. Each one of these is supposedly a nuclear-capable aircraft airbase where they store their strategic bombers, and a submarine base. You can only see, if you are Russia, now you have to put yourself in a devil's advocate mode a couple times. You have to try to think like your adversary would. If you're Russia, you are being put into a situation of use 'em or lose 'em. You cannot allow time after time your strategic nuclear deterrent to be struck. Early warning sites, submarine sites, airfields. This is incredibly dangerous. And again, you cannot fault the Ukrainians for going after these targets. These are aircraft bombarding your country. They are absolute valid targets. I am sure there was intelligence assets helping from the West. The United States, maybe. The UK, definitely. Germany, definitely. This targeting had assistance. Also, I think it's worth noting that a lot of people I've seen online are asking the question, why are these just sitting out on the ramps? Why are they just sitting out on tarmacs? Shouldn't they be in hangars? By treaty, a lot of these bombers have to be in the open so they can be counted by our satellites. This is also why we have to leave some of our bombers out on ramps as well, so they can be counted by their satellites. I'm pretty sure that that knowledge was taken into account in this attack. In this bold and daring and frankly game-changing attack. So as I said in yesterday's video, I was recently driving back from Florida, and I took one of the major interstate highways through Illinois. And we drove right past Scott Air Force Base. You could see Scott Air Force Base from the highway. Not a lot of hardened shelters. You see large aircraft hangars and things like that, but it's just off the highway. A highway packed with semi-trucks with containers. I am very concerned about the security of U.S. bases from something like this. Any ill actor, any bad actor, would be able to duplicate this and cripple assets in the United States. I speak of Scott Air Force Base specifically because of its importance. If you don't know what Scott Air Force Base is, it's the headquarters for U.S. Cargo Command. It's basically the Air Force's logistical HQ for moving things around the world. Of course, there's nodes everywhere. Things would work. However, just the fact that this is possible, and this is just one base. I can think of many bases just like that. Whiteman, Nellis, where it would be just too easy. This was a game-changing attack on a strategic level. Now for Ukraine, again, how can you fault them? And I don't. These are valid targets. But from a global strategic point of view, this is very, very dangerous. You are forcing the Russians into a use it or lose it situation, because the eventual degradation of their early warning system, of their capability to withstand a strike or perpetuate a strike, is going to be degraded over time to nothing. Then what's your deterrent? Then you have none. I assure you, this will not go unanswered. I don't think that they will use a tactical nuclear weapon or anything like that. But I think that what's happened now is Russia is going to be forced to either end this war one way or another. Also, I think this pretty much torpedoed the talks in Turkey. Almost like it was designed to do that. The implications of this are going to last for years. The United States needs to pay serious attention to this and look at hardening our infrastructure and base facilities overseas and at home urgently on an emergency scale, on an emergency time frame. Billions of dollars will have to be invested in hardened aircraft shelters, hardened headquarters facilities, hardened logistical facilities. It's too easy for this to happen. And if you're Russia, you cannot allow the degradation of your early warning system. You can't allow the degradation of your nuclear deterrent. And again, almost a year to the day, May 28th, 2024, June 1st, 2025. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. And the implications of this are going to be staggering. This has been a historical 30 days in military history that people will be writing about for decades to come. Decades to come. We had the largest air battle since the Bekaa Valley that showed the teamwork in the integration of a fighter, reconnaissance, data link, weapon system team, knocking down multiple Indian aircraft, including one Rafale. Now you have drone strikes thousands of kilometers away from their base of operations on strategic assets throughout Russia, using nothing but FPV drones and semi-trucks. May 2025, June 2025 are going to go down in history, folks. They are going to go down in history. We'll see how it's all written, but the implications are going to last for decades. If you like the video, hit the like, subscribe, share it with a friend. Let him know that this isn't happening in a vacuum, that these strikes yesterday on Russian airfields happened almost a year to the day after Ukraine striking Russian early warning nuclear radars. This isn't just one thing at a time. Take the big picture. Thank you. I appreciate you.